It's just candy. You might be like, what is this title all about? I heard this speaker the other day and had to share this message with you all because I listened and it hit me. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need to just recognize where this is happening in my own life. And I wanted to share it with you because it was so impactful for me. I'm hoping it has that same boom, zest, punch that it had when I heard it. Guy's talking about a friend of his telling him this story, and he's like, years ago, it was Halloween, and this guy is married to his wife, and every year he would put out the Halloween candy, and the doorbell would ring, and he would come out and see the costumes all the kids were wearing. And he would often get upset. And I'm just laughing because let me know if you ever did this if kids and mainly older kids would come to the door and they have the mask on or whatever the outfit the costume is, get the candy, realize that's some pretty good candy right there, leave, maybe they go back to their car because they're able to drive at this point, or they change costumes or take the mask off or change something and then come back to the same house, ring the doorbell, trick or treat, and want more candy. This particular year, as this guy is telling the story, there's multiple groups that he can clearly tell are just changing costumes and maybe barely even wearing a costume. You put one mask on, same outfit the rest of the way, you leave, put a different mask on, bing bong, come to the same house. And they're clearly probably doing this throughout the entire neighborhood. And as the third or fourth group is coming through, and this husband opens the door and continues to notice this happening, and he'll come in, he'll shut the door, he'll be like, weren't you guys here already? And the group will be like, no, no, it's our first time. And he'd get angry, shut the door, and come in and tell his wife, listen, honey, this group, I know it was the same group. They keep coming. They're getting more candy. This is ridiculous. He'd go out, bing bong, go to the door, and now he's getting more angry. There's another group. There they are right there. And he'd come in and he'd get ticked. And by the fifth or sixth time this happened, his wife finally looked at him and said, honey, it's just candy. It's just candy. It's just candy. What does that mean? It's a little thing. And I'm sure maybe the guy was mad because he did that when he was a kid. Change, oh, they got the big Hershey bar. We haven't seen that in a long time. We got to hit that house twice, right? I'm sure we all did that in some capacity. Not doing anything crazy or harmful, just silly stuff to get more candy because that's what you cared about at that age. And his wife was pinpointing that it's not that big of a deal. It's just not that big of a deal. How many times have you asked somebody how their day was, and they will tell you these minor details of things that tick them off? There's a celebrity that wore this. Or do you believe that this celebrity couple got divorced? Or this person, I was going to the grocery checkout line. This person, I know they saw me and they just snipped right in front of me just to get their groceries and get out of there quicker than me. Moments in time that we let ruin our day. And then they stack upon days and then we share them with other people so that ruins their day. Then we realize, why don't we have any friends? Because we're just sharing all these negative, horrible things that are happening. Whenever it's just candy, it's just candy. As I'm hearing the speaker present this concept of it's just candy, I thought, wow, where is there just candy in my life? Where is there just candy in your life? If you're in the workforce and you're on a team or you have a coworker and they just say something that you know It just gets under your skin. By the way, they most likely might not even know they're doing it. They might have no clue, but it just gets under your skin. You know what it is? Most likely, it's candy. Now, I understand some people may be saying, but Matt, this is a serious topic. Well, clearly, if it's a serious topic, that's not just candy. But the point is that 99% of the things are candy. Clearly, if it's something you get into a car accident and it's serious and you go to the hospital, that's more serious. 99% of the time, it's just candy. Somebody cuts us off when we're in traffic. Our coffee's too hot. They put too much creamer in it. They said my name wrong. They spelled my name wrong at the coffee shop. Oh my God, if I hear one more thing about the coffee shop getting my coffee wrong, we are getting so soft. Oh my goodness. But it's just candy. That's all just candy, right? The salmon was horrible at the restaurant. It's candy. Maybe it was horrible, but guess what? Maybe you were also out with your best friend or two. What if you focused on that? What if you focused on listening to what's going on in their life? What if you focused on the laughter and the stories that you shared? What if you focused on the fun interaction with the waiter or waitress? What if you focused on the ambiance that was amazing in the restaurant? What if you focused on pouring in and the love that was in that room? What if you focused on the group that was next to you, how they were laughing and have a good time? That's like seven other things you could focus on besides the candy that was the salmon that was slightly overcooked. Do you focus on the candy or do you focus on the great things, not the small things that could ruin us? Don't let the candy ruin you. The challenge for you is this, the same challenge I'm giving myself. Identify the candy in your life. Identify the things that could be small things and you just leave them at small things. They don't have to become monumental. Leave them small. That's where they should be. Identify the candy and laugh at it. Making it candy makes us smile too, doesn't it? It's just candy. You could laugh at that. It's just something small. It's one M&M. Laugh it up. It's not a big deal. 99% of our lives are just candy. I hope this helps. There's the challenge this week. Identify the areas of your life that are candy, aka the small things that you may blow out of proportion. How can you recognize them, identify them, and then realize that they are just that small and let them go and focus on what you're grateful for? You're breathing, you're alive, the sun is out, the wind on your face. You can drive a car. You can afford a roof over your head. You can buy food. So many other things to focus on besides the candy. Keep the candy candy. Keep the small small. I hope this helped. I hope you take this challenge over the next week and realize that it's just candy. Let me know what the candy is in your life. If you want to shoot me a message, an email, whatever, I would love to hear something you identified as candy so we can chuckle and then move on. Much love. Have a great week. Cannot wait to see you next week.